All right, good morning. Let's get the chart set up. Today we're going to scalp dot. So we're going to look at dot, we're going to try to scalp it, and we're going to set up the chart so how we want it. For some reason it didn't save yesterday. Don't want the indicator values, it just causes confusion, and the titles we want to get rid of. We'll label everything. All right, so here is dot. The first thing we want to do is we want to see which way the trend is going. I like using the 2-hour chart, and that's what we're going to do. We want to mark our divergence lines like we did yesterday. We want to use our custom indicators that I've had created with my strategies. And so that's what we're going to do. The first thing you want to do is you want to find the pivot highs and pivot lows on the on what this is the custom MACD. I guess I should label them first. Custom MACD. I did have a question if someone wanted to purchase them, could they purchase these scripts? And the answer is yes. Sure. Okay. Let's see, let me look at that. Okay, but yes, the answer is yes. You have to go through the website to purchase them, and you'll have access to them. All right, so there is that one. Let's go. Actually, we probably should let's do the divergent lines first, because those are really powerful for us. And before we go to the 5-minute chart, because as soon as I go to the 5-minute chart, it's going to take me forever to find the writings on there. All right, so we see that this right here, this dot right there, is the divergence line for us. We want to mark it. There it is. We can see the custom indicator is going up. Price action's coming back down. Every time that it dipped back down there, look, it retouched it. That means we're going to retouch this line here pretty soon. As long as this starts going up, we're crossing over. So our final target is going to be 25.1. So we want to be able to take that position, but we don't want to blindly take that position, because we know that this is a magnet, right? This is a magnet for us, and that means that that price is going to come back over there. So we do see that this is right here. This is it. We're going to delete the one that's on the custom indicator because we're not going to need it. We do also see that we have our custom indicator that's forming a double top. That is a pattern that we want to keep an eye on, but we also want to mark the top of that divergence too. So we have a yellow for the top, and then we have a blue for the bottom. And this is the one that we want to mark. Let me get my little arrow out. Right here, you can see that this is the one that we want to mark, because that is the top of it. You don't want to do this one over here, because that one's way back in time. We're really worried about scalping. Here is the second one right there. That's where the second one is at the bottom. So we have the bottom marked and the top marked for our starting of the trade. This is very key. You don't want to go to smaller time frames to start scalping, because you don't know the direction of the trend. Right now we see that the overall direction, the micro or the macro trend is heading down, and the micro trend is heading up. That means we're probably going to get rejected and head back down as long as we stay below this 15 EMA. If we stay below this 15 EMA and we get rejected, then that's going to be really good for us. So what do we want to do? We want to mark that 15 EMA right now on the 2-hour chart, and we can leave that red. All right, so now our chart is set up. We have the MOM indicator, the custom MACD indicator, all pointing up, but we're coming up against this moving average, which moving averages used are sometimes support and resistance. If we would have been awake at this time, we would have taken the position, a half position right there, and we would have targeted that EMA, but it is what it is. That was 4 hours ago. So all right, so Now our chart is set up. Now what we want to do is we want to go to the 5-minute chart because that's where we're going to be scalping at. And you can see that all of our lines are there. And if you ever forget which line is which line is which, you just go back to the 2-hour chart and you can see that the yellow is the top and the blue is the bottom and the red is where the 15 EMA is right now. So looks like we're fixing to get up to that 15 EMA right there. If we break above it and find that as a support, then that would be great because that means that that's what it is on the higher time frames. It looks like it's setting up to get rejected though, because we're coming up here, we're touching this, our oscillators are all pointing up, our mom indicator is pointing up. This is where people would FOMO in and try to get in there because they didn't go to the higher time frames and set their boundaries. So what we want to do is we always want to set our boundaries at the very beginning of the day, at the very beginning of the trading cycle that we want to trade because it's going to help us. We're not going to take a position to go long here because it's not safe and we're going to be leveraging 10% or 10 times, right? So we don't want to take that position because we have a feeling that it's a good possibility that we get rejected right here. But also remember, this is our target. If you go back to the 2-hour chart, the blue line is going to be our target because anything below that blue line is going to come back and touch that blue line as long as your custom MACD line is making higher lows, it's going to come back and touch that. Almost 100% of the time, we're going to come back and touch that at 25.1, $25.10 is where we're going to come back and touch. I have zero doubt that we're going to touch that. Are we going to touch that right now? We don't know, but are we going to touch it today? There's a good possibility within the next 24 to 48 hours, we're going to be touching 25.1. And that's something that you need to keep in mind. All right. So now our charts are set up. And now it's just a waiting game. Remember, you're going to wait more than you trade. And so unfortunately, that's just how it is. And it is what it is. So let me go here. But we will be scalping dot, and that is what we will be doing. And if you have any questions, feel free to send the questions in the chat on YouTube, and I'll answer them. But right now we just wait. I'll mute it while I'm just sitting here. I'll be doing other stuff, but it'll be live. We'll be trading for the next 2 or 3 hours live, and we'll take every trade that we possibly can that's conservative and that's not going to stress us out. As I drink my coffee. Trading for Okay. All right. So I mean, you can clearly see that this is the a resistant for us, and looks like we're trying to get rejected. We're only going to take trades that are going against the trend, half positions. So we're starting with a $200 and $500 account. That's what we're going to assume that we're trading every single day, because most people that get into trading do have roughly $500 discretionary funds to trade. So that's what we're going to start with. A full position is $250. A half position is $125. So if we take a short position that goes against the trend, it would be $125. A full trade would be $250. As we do that, let's go ahead and mark up our chart so we know which is what. This is a custom MACD. And this one is all right. So we have our, oh, I need to mark it right what it is. This is the MOM, the momentum indicator. All right. And this is just a trend EMA set for 50, and this is a EMA 15. You click on it, EMA 15. It's nothing special. You can get those anywhere. But there it is. Those are our indicators. We have our lines marked. It looks like we're trying to get rejected from that EMA on the 2-hour chart. This is our, let's mark that. This is our divergence target 2-hour. Let's change it to the color so we can match the color. All right, so this is our divergence target, and that is 2510. Let's go ahead and mark that too. So we have our whole chart marked up, and we know what we're doing. Let's see, price label. We know that that's 2510. So go ahead and change that. There we go. All right, let's move this over. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to lock all these bars. So in case you grab it and you try to move it, we're not going to be able to move it. So we can grab them and try to move it. Now we're set up. Now we're cooking with oil. So now the next thing we want to do is just wait. Again, a full position is going to be 250. A half position is going to be 125 on there. We are in the uptrend. However, on the higher time frames, you can see that it looks like we're getting rejected, and that's usually what happens. If we do have a position to take on the against the trend, it will be only a $125 trade. Full position is $250. Let me see. See, if you would have taken that position, you would be in profit. But again, we don't want to recklessly trade. We don't want to try to trade recklessly. That's not smart. And it's just going to end up causing more grief and headache for you. But if you were to take that position, if that is the type of trader that you are, is to taking the bounces and the rejections, man, that's super easy. It's not very reliable and it's not very accurate, because what if you're leverage trading and it doesn't bounce just like it is right there, and it pops above it and bounces, and you freak out and then you sell at a loss. So it's not worth the headache. So if I was to bet which way it would be going right now, I would say we're coming back down to that 15 EMA on the 5-minute chart. We do not have a buy signal yet. Our MOM indicator it hasn't turned over yet, so we got to wait for that. Our custom MACD is still pushing up, so we want to be careful with that. What we really want to see is we want to see the yellow line. With the yellow line is above the dots, and the dots turn red. So and you're at the top of the MOM indicator. Like for example, here your dots are below the yellow line. We have a red dot. We have the MOM oscillator pointing down. This is a good position to go into. Here it is again. We're at the top into this cloud over here between the 80 and the 100. We're in top side that cloud. We have the oscillator pointing down right here, and we have the mom oscillator pointing down. This is a good position to try to take. You're going to have a quick stop loss if you did trade that, which is really good for you. So what would be the stop loss? Would be this. Let's see. There's your stop loss at 0.45, and you can target 1.5, 1.5, somewhere right around there, which is 70.7% times leverage times 10. That's a 7% trade. Not too bad. As long as you wait for the really good entries, you're gonna be golden. So just patience is the key. Let's see. Just going over some stuff. All right, so we have everything marked, everything set up. Now we just wait. If we do break above this moving average on the 2-hour chart, we want to find support there before we take a long position. We want to make sure that we don't get rejected and we don't have a fake breakout. And we want to try to catch these bottoms and these tops because we know exactly where your stop loss is. The first thing that you need to do when you go into a trade is not the entry, because the entry is easy. Entering a trade is super easy. You just click a button. To know where the proper stop loss is, that's the key. Money management is the key to trading. And if you take this position right here, you don't want to have your stop loss at the moving average on the 2-hour chart, because as soon as you have it right here and you had a stop loss and it got rejected, now you're back in profit. So the best thing to do is to use the swing highs and the swing lows as your stop loss. You can use you can give yourself a little bit of grace room, and if you have a stop loss at $25, you can add 10 cents to it or 5 cents to it, and do it. If you're trading Bitcoin, give yourself an extra $20-$30. So it really depends on your tolerance of trading to be able to do that. But we want to know where our stop loss is. Like, for example, we're clearly in an uptrend and now we have a sell signal right here. You wouldn't take that sell signal because you know you just started a new trend. We're on an uptrend now. So you want to look for trades that are positive. Which trade would you want to take? You'd want to wait for this yellow line to turn up and your oscillator also to turn up. So here, right here is where you would take the trade. This would be your entry, your first entry, and your second entry would be down here. Super simple. You just got to know where your stop loss is and where your entry and take profits are. So we broke above that EMA. So if we find support on this EMA, our first target or our final target is going to be that 2510. Let's see how much it is between there. 1.67%. Get out of there. So we do take that position. That's going to be our final target. We want to be careful taking that position just quite yet because our custom MACD looks pretty high. We're making a higher high, but we want to find a little correction. We want to find that correction to come back down here, touch that that 2-hour EMA, and then bounce off of it. That's what we're looking for. See, if you try to FOMO in at that time, you would be kind of worried. Are we going to stay above that? We're not going to stay above that. That's why you need to watch these charts, see the patterns that before they happen, and then you'll understand where they are. I think we're going to bounce here. We're going to come back down. We're going to have a correction. What we want is this MOM indicator, the momentum indicator, to come all the way down into here or bounce off the 0 line, or I guess this would be the 50 line, and or come all the way down between the 20 and the 0 and turn back up and turn green on us. That is what we want. That's what we're looking for, and that's what we just wait for. So it's a waiting game. added the descriptions in the box below so you can trade along with me. FTX is a good exchange. You can use the affiliate link below. If you want to join the Discord, just go to the crypto website. It's on there, and then once you go there, it'll look like this. You can see the banner. Just click the banner and join, because I know that YouTube has a delay in the live stream video, so you might get into trades late if you're trading live with me. So just go here, click on here, and you'll get in there and you'll get into the trades quicker. And you can see right now, you can see that we're playing around with that 200 on the 2-hour chart. So we just got to wait and see what happens. If you wanted to take a decent short position, this would be the time to do it. Target point, get out of there. Oh, I see what I did. So let me start all over. But we want to wait until we break below that that moving average. So just wait just a second. And if we close below that moving average, we have everything set up to do a quick scalp. So just wait. Looks like we're fixing the, and this would be a half position. So $125. The only way that would stop us from going short here on a half position is if our dots come down and bounce off this green line. That green line will be a resistant to us. You can see that it resisted here, it bounced here, it broke through right here because this was a pretty strong movement, but we definitely don't want it to bounce and then get stopped out. So that's the only thing that may stop us from going short if we close below that 2-hour EMA. So how long do we have before the 2 hours over? We have 1 more hour in there, on there. One of the worst things you could possibly do is once you have a trading system down, is to start going to different time frames. Once you have your system, perfect that system. Don't try to go to the 15-minute chart or the 20-minute chart and try the 6-hour chart. If you're scalping or leverage trading, the 6-hour chart's not going to do you a bit of good, because you can go to the 6-hour chart, it can show bullish but also be in a bearish correction. So you got to be careful with that. If you're going to scalp, stay with lower time frames. An hour doesn't justify crypto because it moves too much. The 2-hour chart is my favorite. Again, some people use the 4-hour. I think that's still I think that's a long time in crypto to trade, to scalp, especially if you're leverage trading. So we definitely want to be careful with that. Stay with the system, perfect the system, keep learning how to do it, and you'll be good. See, another thing that if you're going to go short and you're going to target a target, let's go here. Where's my ray? There's my ray. That would be your target right there. Let's see how far that is from where we are. Right at 0.38%. And the reason that would be your target if you're going to try to go short is because you have a small divergence. We really want to have a deeper divergence, but you can put your point right here and you can look over there and see this is a lower low and this is a higher high, which gives us that divergence. So this will be the target right there. That'd be the target that we want to take. Since we want to target point 0.4 or higher, you would want to get in right there, right when it happened. So this is where it's at. But this, if you do go short, this would be your target right there. And the reason for that is because you have a clear divergence on there. Now, right here, we had the chart close on us. We clearly have a downward trend on the smaller time frame. So if this price jumps up here to this top, then we could take a quick position off of that, because that means it popped up on us. Let's mark that price label. That is 2480. So if it jumps up to 2480, oh, you could, because remember, momentum leads price action. If the momentum leads the price action, that means that we're still heading down. This would be a pretty safe position to take, since we're clearly in the downtrend right now on the smaller time frames. This would be a really good position to take. See it bounced back up there, and where did it get rejected? At the 2-hour EMA. 2-hour EMA is 25.10, just right below it. And you're going to want to change that every 2 hours, because that EMA will move on you every 2 hours. So we got to wait and see. Yeah, this would be your target right there. That'd be 24,558. Clear, good entry. We have a crossover. Our mom is pointing down, and it's good entry for us for a half position, not a full position, because that'll be a little bit reckless, because we're in an uptrend right now. So since we're going against the trend, we want to only take half positions, because if we get stopped out, we only lose 1/4 of a true position. 1/2 of a true position, sorry. Remember, the key to trading is to be patient. You don't want to, when movements start happening, you want to sit back and analyze the charts. You don't want to just FOMO in. That's why live trading with the trader, you get to see how his act, he's talking through it, showing you what to look for, and never, ever FOMO in. It's hard to see, but right now I'm on my Mac computer. It's a 27-inch Mac computer, but I went out and bought me a vertical screen. And it's, if you want to trade and become a trader, a vertical screen is the way to go. It is so much better, it's so much clearer, it's wider apart, and you can see better, because right here you can't, everything looks congested, but on the wide screen, man, that's the way to go. Looks like if you would have taken that half position, you'd be sitting pretty. Let's see how much that is. And I will let you know if I take the position, but this position I would not have taken. Right now, you're definitely in profit. Final target is 0.6, which is pretty good leverage trading. That's 6%. Right now, you're definitely in profit at 3%. Well, if you would have taken that half position, you just hit your target. That is 0.6. Let's do the math. $125 trade times 0.6% equals 25. Pretty good, pretty good. Now we just wait for the next one. Yeah, so this bottom indicator, it's just a custom stochastic momentum indicator with my settings coded into it. This one is just a MACD coded to my settings and my style of trading. And then we have the 15 EMA and then a trend indicator, the super trend indicator set at 50. So they're pretty simple. If you know how to code, then you can just look at this and code it yourself. If you don't know how to do it and you want to learn how to trade, you can purchase the custom MACD and you get free training with this also. This one is just stochastic set with mine. I only use half of it and I have clouds in there to tell me where to go short like we did right here. This was a good half position because you know that we're scalping, so you can take a shorter position. You can take a half position because you are going against a trend and you don't have to move very far on there. You're only risking 0.38%. You're going to try to target 1.5 times that, which would be right at the 60 mark. Clearly hit the 60 mark on it at 10 times at 6%. Not too bad for a pretty decent entry. Now we're down at the bottom. We're clearly in an uptrend. So what we want to do is you want to wait for our solid green candle to look to go long on there, and we'll go long. We can see that on the 2-hour chart, we got rejected already once by the EMA. This candlestick's fixing to close in 30 minutes. We have a fully engulfed candle. Most likely the next candlestick is going to pop up above it, and then we can target our 25.10% or $25.10, because that is our let me zoom out on the 5-minute chart. You can see that's our target right there. Divergence target on the 2-hour chart. This price action will touch this. There's zero question about it. The price action will touch this. The divergent targets are magnets if you know how to use them. And if you don't know how to use them, I will go live every single day and we will scalp one coin every single morning, Monday through Friday, and teach you how to use divergences. Divergences are the key to trading cryptocurrency, in my opinion. It's easy to trade. They're super easy to trade. You see them before they happen. You can rewatch this video. This was clearly a divergence on a smaller time frame, marked with the mom oscillator, and we came down and hit exactly our target. Moving average or divergences are magnets to entries and exits on your trading. Doesn't matter if you trade Forex, stocks, crypto, divergences is the only thing that you should trade, in my opinion. See, a lot of times, if you want to set your stop loss instead of putting a take profit, once the candlestick closes below your target like this, close below your target, you use that as your stop loss, and then you target the next moving average. So if you would have taken that, you would have target the next moving average. Let's see, you would be targeting 1.27, but you're also going to protect your profits at 0.6. So if you wanted to do that, you could. We'll use that as your stop loss, and your super trend indicator would be where you would want to take your next stop loss. But you let it close below it, or hit the target. It's really up to you, however you want to trade. If you want to trade through the breakout, set your stop loss. You're guaranteed to make 0.66%, and then you just write it down as far as you possibly can. So that's another option that you can do. That's what I do. If you have a system that allows you to set your stop loss, like the MT4, which the link is in the description box below, the one that I use, it's under MT4 Scalping. It's sgtmarkets.com. That's the MT4 program that I use. If you, or the broker that I use, if you use them, then I know that they do. I'm sure all MT4s have the capability of doing stop losses. And our goal, just so you know, our goal is 3 trades every morning to try to scalp the market, or 3 hours. So whichever one comes first, that's what we're going to do. So I try to stay on from 9 to 12, right at lunchtime, my time. So we want to at least get 3 trades in, 3 profitable trades, and or 3 hours. So whichever one comes first, that's what we're going to do. Because if you did that and you do that consistently every single day, just do the math. It's pretty good money. It's better than a full-time job. Sorry. So that's the whole goal is behind this, is because a lot of people don't know how to trade, and a lot of people follow people that say they know how to trade but won't go live and trade. They'll go to their videos and handpick a perfect setup. Well, anybody can do that. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to go to a chart and be like, hey, I'm gonna go long right here. Well, and don't explain why they go long. Well, that's the whole point of this channel. We want to live trade every single morning to show you how to trade, why we're trading, why are we taking this position, why are we targeting this, because we want to, I want to teach you how to do it, and help be a better trader, help you be a better person. You don't have to go to a full-time job and make somebody else rich. You can do it yourself. So this is why we're going to go live every single day. If you follow someone and they refuse to go live and trade and explain to you, I would stop following them, because they clearly they don't know how to trade. They're hand picking. You can go through 10 out of 10 YouTube channels on YouTube. They're not going to live trade, and they're going to show you hand picked, cherry picking setups for you to look at. And of course anybody could do that, but live trading, not everybody can do that. Not everyone can do that, because not everyone can trade. You can hand pick all day long. But yeah, we will go live. I will go live every single day. I have a Discord channel. You just go to the website, join the Discord, go to the website, join the Discord by just clicking this link right here, and join. You can ask questions in there. And look, see, now you hit your target again. So what do? You wait, you put your stop loss right above right here. That's where your stop loss is, because if we get rejected by that, we want to protect those profits. But if we close below it, then we want to use the trend line as our stop loss. So this would be our new stop loss right there. So let's go ahead and move that down. That's our new stop loss. So if we come back and we touch that, that's our stop loss right there. Because now we're guaranteed 1.19%, which is 11.9% at a 10x. So that's what we want to do. That's where where our new stop loss is. And if we close below that moving average, that green moving average, then we move our stop loss to the moving average and gain a little bit extra profits. How far are we going to go down? Your next target is going to be right here. We can see that we clearly had consolidation there. And where is it? Price range, bam. Clearly there's consolidation right there. If we break below that, what do? You set your stop loss below that. Right now, let me see if I can change that label. Get out of there. Make this super small so we can see it because we don't want to see it. All right, so now what do is that if we close below that, then we move our stop loss down to right there. Then we just leave it there. We just leave it there and wait for it to break out of there. Either we're going to get stopped out on that moving average, or we're going to break out of this, and we're going to put our stop loss at the below, right above that. So that's what we're doing now. And all we want to do is hit 3 trades a day or 3 hours. So whichever one comes first. And if you watched at the very beginning of this video, we marked up this chart. This is the moving average of the 2-hour chart. And look where we got rejected. We got rejected at the moving average of the 2-hour chart. And look how far it got rejected. So once this closes right here, we just move our stop loss to there, which is in 1 minute. We just move our stop loss to the moving average. To about right there, and we just continuously follow that moving average down until it catches up to the 15 EMA, in which time we will turn the moving average from the super trend, which is a longer moving average, to the shorter one, and we'll try to protect those profits. But we need the 15 moving average to catch up first. So we just sit there and we just wait for it, and you have a couple options. This is a resistance and support level right here. Clearly, you can see that we bounced above it. So we want to make sure that we secure these profits on there. So we just wait and see what happens. We just leave this stop loss right there until it breaks below this resistance and support level, and then you can just move it down to below it. As soon as we break through it, and we don't want it to break through it, we want it to close below it, like we did over here. We let it close below it, and now we're letting it close below it. Once it breaks through the moving average, then you move your stop loss to the swing high of that particular candlestick. Once it closes, we have 19 seconds when it closes, then we move it down to the moving average, which we've already done, and you just ride it down as far as you possibly can. We can definitely see that our oscillator is turning up. So we definitely want to make sure that you have your stop loss set at that moving average. And it's right about there. That's 1.26 guaranteed profit. Well, it's a little bit less than that, or a little bit more than that, sorry. 1.29 guaranteed profit on there just by and it's a half position because we're going against the trend. That's the only bad part, and don't question yourself on there. You're clearly going against the trend, where trend is upwards and you're going against the trend. You have a half position. Don't worry about that. You're going to get full positions every now and then. Money management is the key to trading. And when you take an entry, entries are easy to find. The exits are what people have or the stop losses is what people have problems with. How do you do that? Well, you just come up with the formula, and if your formula works, stick with it. Stick with it. But right now, you're guaranteed 1.29%. You're guaranteed 1.29% at 10x. That's 12.9%. And minus fees. Most fees are 0.2%, 0.3%. So you minus your fees, you're still sitting really, really good. Let's see. Off $125 trade times 11. Oops. $125 trade times 12.9. 125 times 12.9%. That's $16.13 as of right now. Not too bad off a half position. And you're only in it for a little bit. You don't stress. You have good entries. You know where your stop loss is. And if you get stopped out, it's part of the game. You can't be perfect all the time. You get stopped out. Look at your stop out, 0.38%, and you risked 0.38% to gain 0.61%, 1.5 times the risk, and now we're sitting at almost three times. We made 3 times what we risked so far. It's not too bad, and it's easy to trade this way. Trade only divergences and good entries, and you'll be golden. So right now you can see that we're inside this this resistant zone, this resistant and the resistant and support zone right now. You can see that clearly we're inside of it. We want to make sure that we bounce down to move our stop loss, and we only put our stop loss at the bottom of this if we close below it, not break through it. We want to close below it. If we close below it, then guess what? We're going from 1.29 because we haven't got stopped out yet. We go from 1.29 to was it 2% or something like that. So that's really good. And another thing that that only we'll do in the mornings is we will only focus on one coin. We don't want to go through the market, find entries. You can find an entry every single day on every single coin. So you handpick the coin that you want to trade that day and then go with it. Yesterday we did XTZ. You can go look, we did 3 trades, made 14% of the portfolio. Super simple, super easy. Stick with one coin every single day, and we'll go through it like that. And see, look, we're fixing to break through that. So once we break through that and we close below there, we want to move our stop loss down there. See that we're closed. We want to close below it. And if we don't close below it, we'll just move our stop loss to the top of this resistance, because if it goes past that resistance, if it bounces right here, it's probably going to come up here and come back out of it. We're clearly in a downward movement, so we want to try to protect as much profits as we possibly can. We have 30 seconds left on there. So if you move your stop loss now, which would be safe, 1.66% on there. At 10x, that's pretty good. So we had 10 seconds left on the 5-minute chart, and which we have already moved our stop loss until we get stopped out. We just continue to move it down. But we also want to give we don't want to have a too tight of a stop loss, because if we have a too tight of a stop loss, we would have got stopped out way over here. So we want to give a little wiggle room, a little breathing room for the crypto to bounce back and forth. So now we have a new candlestick open. We have our stop loss at 1.66. And if we get up there and we touch that our stop out and back into the green, then we just wait for the next entry. Looks like we're fixing to get stopped out, but you really can't complain too much if we get stopped out right there, because it's 1.66% at a 10x. That's 100 and or 16%, 16.6%. Looks like we're fixing to get stuck, and there we go. We got stopped out. Now we're going to clean up our chart a little bit. We're going to move this over. This is where we got stopped out at. This is a 1.66%. Not too bad. Now we just wait for the next entry. Not too bad for a start. First trade, not bad. So now we just wait. See the importance of protecting your profits. If you didn't protect your profits, you would be still in profit, but you'd be moving out of it. So good idea. And so we also know that if you look at this on the lower time frames, our moving averages are coming pretty close to cross. So are we going to go long? We're going to go short. We don't know just quite yet. We just want to wait. We do have a buy signal right there off of the custom MACD. We do have a buy signal, and you can see that it's not a crossover. This is a custom indicator that I've had coded with my parameters in there, and you can see that this is a good entry. If you wanted to try to scalp it again, you'd definitely be in profit already. However, I stepped away from the computer, so I couldn't catch this one. But if you do see the solid colors, that's why I use the candlesticks that are hollowed, so I can look at and see the signals. Not all of them are going to be good for you. Like this one right here, this one wouldn't have been a good signal. Why? Because we had a breakout. You're already in a long position, already taking it up. This one would have been a good one. Why? Because we had a double top. You'll learn all this as you go, as you follow along with these every single day. This one would have been a good one. We would have targeted this this moving average. However, we're not going to mark this one down because I did step away from the computer, so I couldn't do it. But what if you did take this position when it turned green on you? What you want to do is you want to use the swing low as your stop loss. And now since you closed above that moving average, you want to move that moving average or that stop loss above that moving average or to a break even, whichever one you want to do, because the moving averages are starting to come down. That means that we're probably going to get rejected here and make another swing low. So, but again, this is a live video. If you watch this chart and you see these solid colors, these are indications to go long and use the swing lows for the stop loss. Like for example, this one right here, if you would have taken this one, you would have got stopped out immediately. You would have got right back into it 10 minutes later, and that one was profitable for you. You just want to use a little bit of a discernment inside these signals, because it's not a foolproof. You got to look at them and see. You wouldn't have taken either one of these trades, in my opinion, and the reason why is because you're in the war. You're between the war zone and the battlefield. This is the battlefield, the war zone. You're in between them. They're fighting back and forth. You want to see who wins. And once this is your true entry, and the reason why this is your true entry, because we close above the EMA. We close above it. We can see that our oscillators are pointing up. Clearly, this is our entry. Your swing low is going to be that. You would have risked 0.27, and you just continue to trail it up. This trailing, if you count this trailing, what you would want to use is the stop loss of the swing lows, the lows of the candlesticks, until you get into profit to set the profit. So, but anyway, that's where it's at. That's what it is. We'll teach you every single morning if you jump on, and I'll answer all the questions. The indicator itself cost $750 a year for the custom MACD. If you know how to code, you can look at this MACD and code it yourself. So by all means, go right ahead. But if you do want the settings, you're gonna have to be a member of our Discord. So this one's free. So just ask for it if you're part of the Discord, and you get it for free. This one's nothing fancy. It's just I just made it look pretty. This one is fancy. It has my custom indicators on, or my custom settings on it. So that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. That's what we're gonna do. And again, just follow along and you learn how to trade divergences. Divergences are extremely powerful. We don't have a divergence here because we have a lower low and a lower low. So now we just wait for it, but divergences are the key. What I did there is we have on the custom MACD, we have a red dot. The last red dot is going to be our swing low. And if our oscillator continues to go up, that means that anything below it will come back up to this line and go past it. Just like it bounced right there. It didn't bounce there because this was a resistant level. The reason it bounced there is because the oscillator, the momentum indicator, says that that momentum is still going up right now. That's why it bounced there, not because this was a low and that's where you got to be careful at. That's not the case. The reason it bounced there is because your oscillator is pointing up. Momentum will lead the way every single time. For example, if you look right here where your oscillator turned green, look what happened. It was red. Over here, we're heading down. Still green. What led first? Your oscillator led first. That means that you know most likely this candlestick is going to get you stopped out, and look what happened. That's exactly what happened for us. Momentum leads the way of price action. That's why divergences are so powerful, especially regular divergences are so powerful, because the oscillator will tell you this is the price is going up. That's false. That's a false breakout. We're heading back down because of the divergences. you wouldn't have taken this trade because it looks like we're trying to start a new downward trend. So if you would have taken this trade, if you did take this trade, everything is pointing up other than your MACD trend indicator. This is saying that we're going up. This is saying we're going down. So your trend indicator on your MACD is pointing down. To take a safe position, this wouldn't have been a safe position. If you did take that position, you're probably going to get stopped out because your target's only 0.24%. So this one was not worth taking. Again, you got to use a little bit of discernment. We do have almost a divergence. Remember that we have it marked. It's on that divergence line right there. We want the oscillators to be pushing up and at least 0.4 below it. So at least 0.4, 0.5 below where the line is. So let's mark that. Anything below, come on. All right, anything below this line, we can go ahead and mark it with another line. Then we can get rid of this. All right, so now we know where we want our entries at. Anything below this line and the oscillator is pointing up is coming back to this line, to the divergence that we have marked. We haven't made a lower low. We actually have a higher low. That means that we're trying to set up for a position, but the safest position is anything underneath this line and the oscillator is still pointing up. we're playing right around that line, so we need to pop back up. If we pop back up, then our target will be this line with a really quick stop loss, because again, we're going against the trend. But we want to have a good entry. If we do take this entry, we do have a divergence. Our target will be this line right there. As long as we stay above the divergence line, we're going to be good as gold. Mark this. And the swing low will be your stop loss. And remember that just because we have a buy signal right here, and right here, doesn't mean that we go long, because we need our momentum to go first. So we don't want price action to go first. We want the momentum to go first. We do have a divergence, a small one. This is the line right here. So it's most likely going to pull back to that line. But we want the momentum to go first. We don't want to blindly trade, though you'd probably be okay, but we don't want to do that. We want to wait for it to set up for us. It's a lot easier that way. So we just wait. Easy peasy. Now, what do? You move your stop loss to right here. This is your stop loss now. And you had a clear divergence. You had it marked out. You waited for your buy signal. Bam. Waited for confirmation. Now we move our stop loss to right there. Now we're guaranteed 0.4%, and we just ride it up. That's it. And if it closes above that moving average, we're going to put it right, the stop loss right below the moving average. It's that easy. It's that easy. This is two successful trades so far. We're going to try to look for one for within the next 30-40 minutes. If we get into one, great. If not, then we're only going to have 2 trades, and I will see you tomorrow on the tomorrow live, and I'll pick the coin tomorrow. Look at that. Look at it go. Look at it go. We want to move that to about right. Let's move that to about 50. Now we just moved our stop loss up. We're not even above the moving average. Let's move it to right about there. Now we're above the moving average. Now we protect that. Let's get rid of this. We don't need that anymore. Our target is going to be this right there. We're closing the trade right now. That's our trade. We're done with this trade. 1.18% made. Dunsky. That is over here. We did 1.66. Right here we did 1.18. We hit that moving average. We're done. We're probably going to get rejected there. Easier to take the profits, guarantee profits, than to wait. It's that easy. Move that right there. We're going to come over down here. We're going to edit this. Trade number 2. What was it? 1.18. Trade number 2, 1.18. Let me get my little handy dandy calculator out. So times 1.18%. Let's say $14.75 trade, and times, and it is a 7.375. Let me put dollar signs there. See, we didn't get rejected, but again, it's better to take profits than to try to gamble for more. We're here to make money, not gamble. So wait for the entries, wait for the good entries. Bam, 2 good entries, long and short, going both of them going against the trend at the particular time. Just sometimes it works that way. We're going to stay on for about another 30-40 minutes and try to get another trade, but 2 trades, not too shabby. Do not jump in too soon, because we need this to turn solid red. We need to follow the indicator. We need to make sure that we have good entries before we go into it. If this turns solid red and then our oscillators are pointing down, good to go. Other than that, we just gotta wait for it to enter. It didn't turn red on us, so gotta wait. You just gotta wait. Even though that the red dot is turned red on us, look at there, it turned back to green. Never guess at this. Either you have it or you don't have it. We're probably going to stay on here for probably another 10 minutes. Looks like we're only going to get 2 trades today. If it changes pretty quick, then we'll jump in and go short. Don't want to go long because we already took our long position. We don't go late into trends. We get at the very beginning, get out before everybody else, and good to go. I hope that you join, share if you like. If you made money off it, let us know. Join the Discord. It's free to join the Discord. You'll get into the trades 30 seconds quicker, because YouTube has a little bit of delay. Share this video, like it, and follow along, and I'll be back tomorrow to trade more. After this candlestick closes, I'm gonna shut it down, because it doesn't look like we're gonna get into one and then anytime soon. If you do jump on Discord, you will get these types of signals throughout the coins that we trade on MT4. You'll get them throughout the whole day and night, as long as I'm at the computer. So if you do want them consistently, go ahead and jump on there. You get the setups just like this, walking through, show you how to do the divergence. Look at this divergence. It's beautiful. The divergences are super duper easy to trade. You just got to wait for them to set up, wait for the proper entry, and you get the divergence. Bam, money in the bank. You get above it, you just continuously move your stop loss up. Your super trend line, you could take profits on your super trend line all day long, because that is a super strong resistance and support level. Though if we would have waited in a little bit longer, we probably would have got 47 more percent, or 0.47 more percent. It's not worth the gamble. You made 1.18. It's not worth the gamble to go in there, hit the super trend line, get out, wait for the next entry. Bam, easy peasy. Yesterday and today we're 5 for 5, hitting our targets. Scalping, leverage trading, it's beautiful. If you need help learning how to trade, just go ahead and join us. If this candlestick turns red, you can probably scalp it a little bit, but you are between the battle zone and the war zone. That's not realistic to trade that. So we won't be taking that trade. We're going to jump off. I'm going to jump off here and in 2 minutes. But if you have anything else you want to ask, go ahead and ask it right now. If you share this video, that would highly appreciate it. If you read down there, I have donations in crypto. All 100% donations will go to my fishing and hunting trips, just so you know. Disclaimer.